Hey guys, Corey Ballard here with Ballard Products. We appreciate all the support and all you Brian fans. You guys used over 6,000 codes last year, so make sure you use Brian's 10. You'll save 10% off everything on the website. We've got tons of great products to make you more efficient, effective, safe, and hopefully profitable. Again, we appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great year. Make sure you're putting Brian's 10 in at checkout. Save that 10%. Thanks and have a great 2022.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, we're actually recording this podcast episode. If you guys could see what I see right now, this is exciting and crazy all at the same time, but...
We don't have childcare today, so by childcare, I mean grandmas. So we are going to try and record a podcast, maybe if I could talk, a podcast episode with Emmy in the nursery.
While you're nursing.
While nursing. It's going to be fine.
There's a visual there.
Didn't need to know that.
Nope, not at all. But
moms are awesome.
They are. And how you've been able to take care of Emmy this whole time and keep her alive and thriving is really, really impressive. If you guys might be able to hear, my voice is a little nasally, a little congested. I'm overcoming like a head cold over the last couple of days. Of course, on 4th of July weekend, I have so much stuff I want to get done.
And it wasn't that cold, like, the cold.
Like COVID?
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, we tested negative. Yeah, there's no COVID here. But nonetheless, I've had this like gnarly head cold for like 3 days.
What I think it is?
What?
I think it's a man flu.
It is man flu, dude. And Liz is like... really, before we go into this whole podcast, we want to talk about taking time off, enjoying time with the family, all this other stuff. But nonetheless, it's been one of those things where like you get the tough love from your wife. I don't know like how you guys which is awesome because we just got off together in the trades.
I think it's because all of my nurturing is expended like for Emmy
in about 2 days' time.
Yeah.
And
so when it comes to you,
she sees all the flashing lights on the board. Here you go. I feel like it's a Caleb Allman and Brittany Allman roadshow, or little Levi comes in, he's like, hello, and he's like, Levi, say hey to the people. He's like, hello.
Oh, you're waving? They can't hear you waving, sweetheart.
That's awesome. It's been a long couple of days, and Liz has had a lot of grace for me because I'm needy. I'm like, I need Mucinex.
I've tried really hard. I'm not the most sympathetic person, just in general. It makes me sound mean. It's not that I'm not sympathetic. I am. I just don't have time.
My eyes are blinking. Nobody can see, though.
I'm going to just stop digging the hole.
Well, and then you woke up this morning. You're like,
Yeah, I'm not feeling so good.
And I'm like, how the turntables.
So I've been responsible solely for Emmy because we haven't had grandmas coming over because we didn't want them to get sick.
Right.
So you've been sick, and now our employee is down, and so you're going to be in the field this week, and now I'm going to be sick and still handling Emmy and everything else by myself.
Yeah. So we're
moms just don't get to just be sick.
Well, your mom, Grams, might be able to come over help with Emmy for a little bit. I might go on the field next day or two. Of course, we lose a day because of the holiday, which is fine. But then we also have the guys where Rob wasn't feeling the best either, related or unrelated. I'm not really sure. And so it's kind of funny because we're like, now we got 3 days of time to basically do 4.5 days worth of work. And you guys have never been in those situations, right? It's just going to be one of those weeks where we hope to finish strong. And if not, there's always Saturday there to kind of finish up everything we need to do. But we wanted to talk just short and sweet episode today just to keep the momentum going. We didn't do a Monday episode, babe, if you've noticed.
I did notice.
Well, I took the day off because
You took to your bed. I kept calling Brian a Victorian child dying of consumption. We saw like this TikTok or something about like what men act like when they're sick or something. I don't know. It was really funny. I guess you probably just had to be there. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. I'm like, we'll take you outside and let the sun hit your cheek one last time, Brian. I don't know. I'm a Southern Victorian, apparently.
I was not feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. I'm trying to hold it together.
You took to your bed. Like, you literally took to your bed.
I had the man flu. It's wild. It's tough.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand, right?
I felt like I had like a wet sponge in my lung for 3 days, but it's going around, man. Actually, your mom, one or two of your relatives have something like the exact same thing. And I'm like, is it COVID? She's like, no. She's like, it's just like a seasonal strand that's going around that normally doesn't go around until the fall.
Yeah, I was going to say, who gets the flu in
July? I don't know. That is the most bizarre thing. But you guys didn't join into the show for that necessarily. But maybe keeping up with the Fullertons, right? Actually, some fun updates behind the scenes. Do you want to talk about the grill really quick? because you.
What part?
Well, I think that you're an arsonist, closet arsonist.
Didn't mean to, but I might have lit our grill on fire. And it wasn't. I've learned since that it wasn't completely just something I did. The grease trap needed to be emptied.
So it's what you did not do.
I did not do that. So it's not something I necessarily did.
And didn't I tell you you have to change the grease trap?
I don't know where a grease trap is.
Well, right. Okay. Well.
Anyways.
You're never going to be right talking to your wife.
It was terrible. I came downstairs. This was like Friday.
What day was that? It had to have been
Saturday.
No, it was like Thursday or Friday because it wasn't towards the end of the week just yet.
Anyways, so I'm like trying to grill these steaks, and guys, the price of meat has gone up so much.
Dude, for real.
So I'm literally telling Brian this as I'm going to go check on the steaks that I'm grilling. I want to make sure I stay on it because I don't want them to burn.
These are nice $40
$40
whole food steaks.
And the last thing I want to do is have them burn, and that's what happens when I'm not able to pay full attention to things.
No.
And so
that's not the case.
Well, I'm not saying this is the case, but usually what happens when I'm cooking in the kitchen or something,
you get distracted.
I get distracted and that stuff burns.
We try to block and tackle.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go check on this.
Because I'm like, it's worth my sacrifice.
I set alarms, like everything, like I'm on it.
Well, it's worth
I go back.
I'm just saying, it's worth the sacrifice for me.
The sacrifice of watching your daughter. Really?
Well, when you say it like that, no, because I love you and her. But for a good steak, I'll watch the baby. Right?
You're terrible. No, you do a pretty good job of it.
That sounds awful. Is that funny?
Co-parenting.
Co-parent. So anyway.
So I go down there.
I
didn't, but I go down to the garage to check the grill. It's just outside of the garage, in between the vehicles and our garage, which huge mistake on my part. Shouldn't have done that. Irresponsible.
Well, it's between the garage door and the two cars. We're talking our life and $200,000 of car, and you can't get a car today. Like it's a 6-month wait.
So as soon as I open the door to the garage, it's filled with smoke. And not like the good, like smoky kind of smoke barbecue. It's filled with like the bad kind of smoke, and I'm not afraid of a ton of stuff, but fire really freaks me out. And so I just come in the house, I'm, running towards Emmy, snatch Emmy, and keep going towards the fire extinguisher. And all I can manage to get out towards Brian is there's a problem. I couldn't even get out fire or like the grill's gonna explode or nothing other than it's a problem, and then or there's a problem, and tossed him the fire extinguisher, which I'm pretty sure you got the memo once I chucked the fire extinguisher at you, because then our fire alarms in the house are going off, and not only are they just going meep meep meep, they're going fire.
Yeah,
fire,
we have the special ones.
Fire.
I've never heard that.
Because I think they can designate or whatever.
Determine
between like CO2 poisoning now and fire. Like there's a different alarms.
They're pretty advanced. I'm really glad we have all the sound levelers down on the mixer, because Emmy's touching all the colorful buttons.
Those are like the applause.
Just don't touch the red one, okay, honey? If that one turns green, we're screwed. But she loves all the colored buttons on the mixer. So huge grease fire.
Yeah, massive grease fire. So Brian's really cool under pressure. We learned this in Waco last year when we pulled a prank on him. I was 8 months pregnant at the time, and he hops in the car with the almonds and myself, and we immediately start screaming about how I'm going into labor. And there was a hospital like 2 minutes in the same parking lot as the restaurant we were leaving. We drive him to the hospital and are full on acting like I'm in labor. And all Brian was doing was going, "Okay, we got this." The
tyranny I live under, just so you guys know.
He's so calm. So it was perfect. I knew it was going to be no problem. I just run in, toss you the fire extinguisher, you got it handled. Because the man just goes down and like a boss takes the grill, it's like a fireball.
It's a real fireball, folks.
Grabs it and just cool hand Luke scoots it down the driveway. It's leaking grease down the driveway that's still on fire, and just, puts it out.
The worst case scenario, it's a grease fire. It's a big ball of fire in between my brand new truck and my $100,000 Tesla, which I've saved every penny for 5 years.
Well, and you can't buy one of our only exits. If the garage goes up, our front door is right by it. I'm save the baby. And you're not the cars.
And if the apartment goes up, I'm literally going to be dude, go out the other window over here, because I'm going to throw you 8,000 rounds of ammo, because we're about to have the biggest. I'm if our whole apartment caught on fire, it would be game over.
So all of that to say, Brian thinks I did this on
well,
purpose.
You had been talking about getting a different grill, as a Father's Day gift. And I was
I feel bad because, people share grill gang and stuff on Instagram, which is really cool. It's fun to see, but I always feel bad for Brian because it's not even a Weber, it's a Charbroil. It's a $200 one that we panic bought as the world was shutting down with COVID.
That was true. Actually, we got it at Lowe's.
To make sure we could grill at home because they were shutting down the restaurants.
Well, no. They shut down the restaurants, which for us was Chipotle.
We gotta cook at home now.
Dude, for real.
Better get a grill.
I wasn't worried about the pandemic pandemic until the toilet paper thing. Nah, they shut down the restaurants for a couple weeks up here in Michigan. I was like, Liz, this thing's getting pretty serious.
So we got a grill. So I've been talking about wanting a better one since we bought that in a panic, and I always feel bad because it's a little rinky-dink. It wasn't a bad grill by any means. I think got used and abused, but everybody always has these cool grills, and I'm like, Brian's like the only dad without like a neat. It's not bad enough that we don't have like a backyard for him to mow in his New Balances. Like I feel like you need like the dad like smoker.
Not that it's a measuring contest, but it definitely feels like it when I get tagged and everybody's got their couple $1,000 Traeger or their couple
with, like,
$1,000 Weber
hundreds of dollars of meat on it,
seasoning, and you guys got your grill setups. John Henry's is out there, Lamont Harrison is out there.
Okay, but
B&B's out there, Strawn Spencer's out there. Everybody's got these like Mac Daddy setups, and they have a house or property, and they've got they got their like setup, and we're like trying to delay the good for the great and get a big ass house.
A far ways though, because we used to use our camping grill on the patio.
We did.
Not even the patio, on the balcony, which I'm sure went against our lease.
We have that the tailgating one, the red one,
yeah,
the
it's
Coleman
a tailgating like Coleman camping grill.
That thing's the whip.
The whip.
The thing's awesome.
The whip. What is the whip?
It's called shut up. The charcoal, not charcoal, charbroil. It was like a $2.49 special at Lowe's, and I was like,
we didn't do any research. Like it totally heats unevenly. Like Brian's famous for his corn. The man could cook corn for an hour on the grill and come in and it's still raw. It's still raw. So the heating on it and stuff is just really uneven.
We can't really say like the heating of the corn is totally my fault because like we've cooked corn in this old one for like 3 minutes.
Sometimes it would like burn in 2 minutes or like at the end of an hour still be cold. Like there's no in between. Seriously. And the settings are the exact same. Like it just, I don't know. Anyways.
Right now it's literally like real life gladiator games behind the scenes, me blocking Emmy from the mixer. She loves just she's so inquisitive. Maybe it's the lights.
Maybe I'll turn the
the light switch thing or
stars.
The galaxy star.
Where is that thing?
Ask Emmy. It looks like it's in the basket up there. Well, long story short, so I think Liz had to jump away from the mic really quick because we're blocking and tackling today. So the funny thing was, I'm pretty sure Liz, I can say this now while she's not on the microphone, is that she like totally, I think, decided to set the grill. She wanted to damage the grill. I don't think having a fire was your idea.
Intentional.
Well, because we had just got the Tesla back a couple days before, and the guy goes, "Man, nice Tesla," and I'm like, "Thanks." The service counter people, and they're really cool, and we had to get something looked at. The balancing was off on the wheels. No issue, thank God. It just took a day for them to look at some stuff, and I said, "Hey, I jokingly said like, hey, if you want to accidentally give me back a Plaid, Model X, that'd be awesome." He goes, "Well, you going to pay the difference?" And I go, "How much is the difference?" And the
price,
dude, like 35 grand, 40. Yeah, Plaid is like 50,000 more.
We could sell our car right now, and everybody says this, but like you
more than what we paid for.
For more than what we paid for. Then what do you drive?
Yeah, what do you drive? And then number two, the Plaid was like $50,000 more,
which is insane.
That's insane. Like I so was $100,000 car.
Our car is already more than like any house I grew up in ever.
Well, but he goes outside of the 50 grand. He said it's the fact that like it's a year out from from getting your car.
Even getting it, which is crazy.
So any which way, but anyway, so we on Saturday.
Saturday.
It was Saturday. Sunday we went to the
parade. And we got a grip. We got a Traeger, which I've used now twice. Yeah. So I got to say, we gave a steel trimmer away over the weekend, which, by the way, that was a whole fiasco. Oh, that's another story. We'll get to that. Awesome giveaway from Darwin's Grip. Some of you guys don't know Robbie. He's the guy that invented that white trimmer handle, and so many of you guys have bought him with the Brian Stein code on Ballard and darwinsgrip.com, right? So, like, if you want just the trimmer handle, get it at Darwin's Grip. If you want that and some more blades or whatever, get them at Ballard, whatever. And so Robbie was like, "Dude, your code's been used a bunch this year. Appreciate the support. I want to give back." I'm like, "What are you thinking?" He's like, "Let's give a trimmer away." I was like, "Sure, sounds great," right? So we do a giveaway. I hit publish on the video, a couple hundred comments, like, comment, subscribe. Some of you guys probably participated in the giveaway, which was awesome. But spam bots. Like, it was like infestation. Like the only way I can describe it. I haven't done a giveaway like that in a while. I've never seen anything like that before. And so these people are spamming, text me on Telegram, text me on WhatsApp, and Cash App. Pretending to be you. They ripped your logo, which is trademark, by the way. Yeah, they ripped the logo. They ripped my name. I don't know how there's no checks and balances like this with YouTube. Well, but YouTube can, get all the random crap that they want, like COVID and political nonsense, off in a heartbeat, but they can't find the pedos and the bots. That's totally legit.
It's so frustrating. So I'm like, I got 12. There's 1,500 comments on the video because you had to comment to win. But at one point there was like 600 comments, and there's like 40 stupid reply comments from spam bots saying, text me on Telegram. So I got people saying, hey man, I'm about to wire you the $130 for shipping. And I'm like, what? And so that was a whole debacle. And I'm just trying to like text people back, don't do it. Spam bots. So that, like, the stupidest stuff I have to deal with behind the scenes for YouTube crap. And it's fun, it's cool to like give stuff away, but like all these
totally unexpected.
Totally unexpected. So we're dealing with all that. That was a whole fiasco over the weekend. So thankfully we were able to clean up a majority of that stuff before any damage was done. But that's just like, I don't know, next time I do a giveaway, I'm gonna have to like approve every comment 1,500 times because dude, those bots,
they
like,
were relentless. They'd make a new account.
You delete one
crazy.
And 3 more would pop up with a different name, and like they just hook onto the video's URL. Anyway, it's just like stuff I hope you guys never have to deal with.
Such a mess.
It was so weird.
It sucks too because it's like, even if you block them, whoever they had already commented on already got that comment in an email.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter if you deleted the comment or not.
Yeah,
like, they're already...
we'll never ask you guys for money. We'll never ask you to pay for shipping.
We don't have a Telegram.
We're not on
WhatsApp.
Telegram. That's what it was?
I guess.
I'm like, people are like, hey man, I don't have Telegram. Can I just text you? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh no. So anyway, that was a wild.
So all of that's going on. I'm trying to figure out this new grill because Traegers you have to season, which I didn't know. Just like a cast iron skillet or something.
You gotta break it in.
You gotta you burn off like all of the oils and stuff in the factory to make it safe to cook food in.
Well, so I guess that's why I brought.
I'm like, how do I do this? I'm like, I have PTSD because I don't want to set it on fire.
Well, that goes full circle to the giveaway because to enter the win on the giveaway, it was, what's your favorite grill? So everybody said Weber, Blackstone, the green.
So the
green
top
egg?
4, the Weber, Green Egg, Blackstone, and Traeger, which they're all very different.
Next Gen, Weber, tons of Webers. Everybody seems to be big Weber fans.
Yeah. So,
and then Traeger, obviously.
Yeah, and they're all different types of cooking styles. So we want to have a nice outdoor living space with like an outdoor kitchen area.
Yeah.
And so we want to build our grill into that, and not knowing the dimensions of obviously where all of that's going to look like in a year from now. We didn't want to buy another nice grill just to have to buy it again in a year. We don't want to buy a couple $100 grill because of the heating issue. And just, we're ready for something a little nicer after having something not working so great.
Dude, this
for us.
grill that we had has not done a very good job for 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've tried to like do a good job grilling. We've tried to learn. We've got the thermometer. We got everything, and it hasn't been working very well.
Not saying it's not user error, but whatever.
Well, so the Traeger seemed to be the number one comment. That, Pit Boss, and Weber's. And so actually the house we're building, she's trying to break out of the baby cage, out of the nursery. She's like, get me out of here. She's like,
we don't have a cage. We have it's a gate. Just putting it out there.
Oh.
Don't DM me. I don't have my baby in a cage.
So probably shoot us an email. It's a little raccoon catcher. When it trips the little thing, the little cheese, shuts the gate.
Brian's lawn maintenance.
Brian's lawn maintenance is exposed.
Yeah.
Oh,
puts his baby in a cage.
So the Traeger seemed to be the Pit Bosses and the Weber. So anyway, the house that we're going to build, the outdoor kitchen, there's an outdoor little like just patio kitchen spot that's going to have a grill built in. So we didn't want to get another propane grill when we're going to have a grill over there. So you were like, hey, this seems like a good opportunity to get a Traeger.
Well, let's get something different that we're still going to want to use. That's not.
You set the grill on fire.
Grill on it.
You set the grill on fire.
But it's meant to be like a smoker.
There's no way all this connects.
It's something different, and so that's what we went with. We got the Ironwood 885.
Dude, look at you right now, bro. You're such a savage. Like okay. So fast forward.
I've gotten really into this.
You've already done ribs. You've already done
I reversed
burgers,
your 2 ribeyes.
steaks.
Best steaks I think I've made in my life. I made a compound butter to go on top. When I seared them, I infused the oil with rosemary, like fresh rosemary. It was so good. Mm-hmm. It was so good.
You did a smoke of spare ribs.
I smoked
7 hours.
6
hours.
Things, yeah, for
Just
like
labs?
6 hours. I did the 3-2-1 method.
Cough right into the mic as I mute your microphone. That's how we do it here.
Hey, that's where your poop goes. No.
Don't touch me. Stranger danger. This podcast is wild.
Look.
We're doing our best here for you guys. So I'll play defense really quick. It was funny because Nope. See, I'm muting my mic again. This show is coming in hot. It was funny. Liz is playing defense right now. I mean, so the whole grill situation was funny because Liz goes, "Hey, for $549, we can get into the Traegers," and then she's like, "For $200 more," she goes, "We can get the 6 Series," and I'm just thinking dollar signs, and you just know you're going to top out at the $2,000 one. And she's like,
well, I could have done a lot more. There was like one for like $4,000 that I was like, no, that's too
I will
much.
kill you if you spent $4,000 on a grill. And if you have one,
if it was like your life, so I can
invite
see
me
why
over.
you would want to because it has a burner, like an induction, like if this is your thing,
it's not on my pay grade.
It's not on my interest level, but
Dude, somebody
I
commented.
can see how it would be.
Best comment, by the way, from that YouTube video was get a green egg. It's the best one for your tax bracket. I don't know what that meant or means. Like what does that even mean? Because that thing's like 11.
Is it a write-off?
Well, it's not what he meant. Like for your income level, and I don't think it was being snarky, but it was like $1,100, and I'm like, is that the best one for my income bracket? My tax
It's a
bracket?
charcoal.
I'm like, what is my tax bracket?
$11.
That's my tax bracket. No,
About all we have left after you pay taxes.
after I paid my quarterly.
Ballard Innovative Products is a full line of gear for the lawn and landscape professional. From mower gear, safety gear, trailer racks, equipment securement, equipment servicing tools, aerators, mower blades, X-blades, aluminum baggers, cleaning products, snow removal tools, and so much more to make you efficient, effective, safe, and profitable in the field. Be sure to check out the Ballard-Inc.com website to help dominate and elevate your business this season. With over 20 years selling accessories and 30 years in the business, they're sure they've got something you can't live without. Corey also said to tell you they appreciate the support and look forward to serving you this season and to stay safe and keep grinding, friends. And oh yeah, don't forget to use Brian's 10 at checkout to save 10%.
So we ended up going with the Traeger. Not that anybody totally cares at this point.
Ironwood.
They've already switched
Am I
tracks.
saying that right? Isn't it Ironwood?
Ironwood 885.
Yeah. And so I liked it because it had the Wi-Fi capability, which a lot of people, I guess, it's like a huge debate. Like people say that Traegers are cheating and the Wi-Fi thing makes it even worse. Because I'm not going to like light a log on fire and some chips. And I don't know about all that. Okay, guys, I'm a mom. I have to take care of this kid, keep her alive without burning the house down. This made sense to me. You can like control the grill with your phone once it's on.
It's genius, really.
It's genius, yeah. So that's what we went with. And so far, we've been really successful with everything we've made.
This thing was $1,800.
It's all me. I'm taking
$1,800. So if people want to make checks payable to Brian's Lawn Maintenance, just to help us with the fund, we need a GoFundMe at this point now because we're trying to buy a house. And every time something like this happens.
Well, now because I need like the tray that goes in front of it because I'm lifting these racks of ribs onto the grill and I'm holding the tray with one hand and trying to get them, onto the grill with the other. And it's heavy. So I can see, that's like $200. Like, we are going to start a GoFundMe because then I also ordered a bunch of seasonings from Meat Church. So I spent like $100.
What the hell is Meat Church? You didn't tell me that.
Because I'm following all these people on social media. I am part of the Traegerhood now, okay?
Liz, you guys got to tag Liz on Grill Gang. Hashtag Grill Gang.
That's the funny thing is everybody's like, oh, Brian does the grilling. Like, apparently not. I am the dad.
What did we name our grill, by the way?
Mr. Meat Sweats.
Mr. Meat Sweats.
Because you can name it on the app.
So our grill is named Mr. Meat Sweats. I told you to name it Mr. and Mrs. Meat Sweats, but you named it Mr. Meat Sweats. Mm-hmm. Are you Mr. Meat Sweats?
Mm-hmm. I mean, thanks for laughing at her.
Anything to get a Wednesday show up. That's what somebody's thinking right now. Anything to get a show up, right? Really quick, some people were asking how come there wasn't a Monday show.
Brian had taken to his bed. I told you, like a Victorian child dying of consumption.
Well, I also that, and then also we could have figured something out, but I wanted to just take a day off. To be honest,
yeah.
Like it was a holiday. The guys got paid. We didn't do any work. I was telling Liz, was this Memorial Day?
It was Memorial Day. We're like, yeah, this is going to be the last holiday. I think that we work within reason.
Within reason. If it snows on Christmas, we're going to go plow snow. But at the same point, I just like you can't what do they say, like do the same thing over and over and expect different results, or not that
it's always sad. Like Memorial Day sucked. You worked all day. Obviously, it was very hot. We didn't have extra help. It was just you and Rob, I think, still.
Yeah, this year, because Mark was out.
And then you get home and it's like, your neighborhoods are grilling, like you're seeing people on Facebook, and now you should play the compare game, but it's like these people out with their kids all day, and it just kind of burns you up a little bit. And then the problem we always run into too is we're like, wow, we really like some barbecue. Well, I've solved that problem.
Yeah. Then we call Famous Dave's, and they're like,
they have like 3 hour
wait time.
Yeah.
So that was just a thing. Like I told Liz, I'm like, after Memorial Day, I was burned up because I've worked every holiday. And I just did a podcast talking about the difference between entrepreneurs and employees, and I'm like, and it's like entrepreneurs love working holidays while employees hate it. Long story short, and entrepreneurs like it because they can get a bunch of stuff done because there's nobody in their way.
There's some
truth to it.
I see both sides. I think being in the field though is different than getting a couple things done in the office and being home.
Great point.
I think that's a happy middle ground between completely taking the day off, getting some stuff down. We obviously didn't get a podcast up because we were just. I
tapped out.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a day off. And I'm sure you guys would award me some flexibility there. But I told Liz on Memorial Day, I said, I need to start taking like family days off because we're a family now. And we have to do some stuff different. And I said, that's a huge priority for me was Memorial Day. Like, this sounds kind of weird because one side of me is, dude, hustle, do whatever you got to do.
It's like this internal battle constantly.
Yeah, like we've worked, dude, forever on holidays. I've worked 17 years, Memorial Days, 4th of July's, Thanksgivings even, dude. I've worked Thanksgiving mornings. Hey, there's nothing going on 8 to noon. We could watch Lions football, but the Lions are going to lose anyway. So we're going to do a leaf cleanup and make $350 by 11:30 in the morning. Okay, that's one side of it, and I've done that. And if you guys are doing that, like, keep doing it. Rock and roll, do what you got to do. Like, we just have to be there. And the last couple years, like, our money's been more right, our business has been more right. We're not loaded, but like we have a little bit more. What'd you call it, like comfort or cushion or whatever?
Yeah.
So I was like, on Memorial Day, I got all burned up because I was like, Liz, and you guys probably do the same thing. I'm like, I make more money than these people taking days. It wasn't like, it was just a wrong attitude or approach. And I just got so frustrated. She's like, well, you don't have to work it if you don't want to. Like, the work always gets done. And I'm like, I'm never working, quote unquote, a holiday ever again. So we
talk about the importance of, taking off once a quarter for a marriage. Like, I think it's reasonable to take a day off here and there for holidays for your family. Well,
and the greater point, to be honest, the greater point was like, I really wanted to have like family time because I saw like parades in town and people enjoying their like families and stuff on vacation or not vacation on Memorial Day. And I was like, well, I have a family now, so I want to go to the parade.
You know what did it for me? It was when we went to go and visit the almonds. What was that? That wasn't Memorial Day. That was.
I think it was Memorial Day weekend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we came home and Monday was actually Memorial Day. And, we're like, okay, we got to leave on Sunday. What are you guys up to tomorrow on Monday? You getting some work done? And they're like, no, we're going to spend time with our family. And we're like, what? Yeah, and then we watched them in their backyard, like for the remainder of our visit, or like looking at them just being a family. As weird as it sounds, like probably sounds like we're watching them being a family. But like, we're new to this. Like, I don't know what it means to really have little. She's hugging her bear right now. It's so cute.
That is so cute. She's like showing affection to like her couple of her
She'll
stuffed animals.
She'll like feed her stuffed animals too. Have you seen her do that?
Yeah.
Anyways, squirrel. But that, I was kind of like, oh, I want that. So it was really cool yesterday. Like it felt like one of those moments you have as a parent that feels like surreal. Like you think,
4th of July.
For however long it takes you to have kids, like you think about what it's going to be like when you eventually do.
Sure.
And for some reason, like a family day at the parade or just like that. Family in the summer to me has always been the epitome of like family and like parenting, of like what that kind of, ooh, I can hear you in my that looks like. Anyways,
thanks for drawing attention to that. I'm dying over here.
Sorry, am I supposed to keep talking? That was nasty.
I'm like dying over here. Give me an IV.
So we went to the parade, and like being there as a family was just such a dream come true. As weird as it sounds, like it just felt like we are like an American family in our little hometown on Main Street for a 4th of July parade
with our little flags.
With our little flags and. It was so cool.
It was really special.
I really appreciated you making that happen.
Well, I mean, we woke up that Monday morning, and I was like,
oh, I've had shivers. Not happening.
I've had shivers, and the sweats all night, and all this other mess. And your mom earlier she came over and she's like, just get some Mucinex and this and that, you'll be fine. Elevate at sleep. I'm like, where was this advice 3 days ago?
Well, so Monday came, and I was like, we don't have to go. Like. It'll be. We'll go like next year. There's always like next year.
And I saw how sad you were, and I was like,
I was really trying to not be sad.
You were not showing it very well.
Sorry.
Rightfully so. So like I pulled it all together.
He's like, I've been sick for a few days. I'm not contagious anymore. Like,
well, that was my attitude.
I'm
like,
be outside.
I was like, I would go to work today. Like that wouldn't be an option. So I was like, well, then I can get up in any which way. Like, I'm not a hero. I don't really know the point of that whole story. But the point was, I'm like, I want to start being a family, like on the holidays and like going to the parades and like teaching our kids about, going to the flag unfolding and folding ceremony.
Downtown Brighton, which is if you're in Michigan, I guess, because everybody knows where it is. They do a really cool parade where it's Main Street, small town USA, and they have a flag that goes on top of, I don't know what it's called, like the big extending thing on the fire truck.
The ladder.
So they extend it all the way out over Main Street, and they have a giant flag. And at the end of the parade, they take it down, have a flag folding ceremony. So they have, I think, 12 people there that fold it, directed by
veterans and stuff.
Yeah, they're active service, military. I don't know.
Yep. I thought I was in the military for the longest time.
Oh God, this joke. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, my parents always called me a major disappointment.
Because my parents always thought I was called me a major disappointment.
The amount of times that I've heard this joke. I'll be really sad one day when you're not around to tell it. But
okay, well that escalated
could be
quickly.
Sooner rather than later if you keep telling it.
If your grill game doesn't get any better. My real concern was the 5-gallon propane tank.
We've
underneath.
never had an issue with anything I've cooked being undercooked. I'll just leave it at that.
Nobody's ever got food poisoning to undercook
because I've undercooked something.
Like on a menu and you go to a restaurant, it's like eating raw or uncooked food.
Never a problem in this house.
It's never been an issue. Anyway, keep talking.
Only on the grill. I usually cook pretty well inside. Anyways.
But it was important to us. We wanted to go and do the little family thing. And some of you guys listening, you're like, dude, this
cool.
is,
I'm
good,
16.
Good for you guys, like whatever. But at the same point, like, work your butt off to get to some level, whatever that is for you, to where you're going to be able to afford yourself certain things. And maybe it is just taking a day off or a holiday off
and it doesn't have to be holidays or the 4th of July, parade, whatever it is for you, to determine your like non-negotiables for your family. What is your non-negotiable for your family where work stops and family time starts?
Well, that's the truth. When I saw us not making time for Memorial Day to go make $750 by 2:00 and do 2/3 of our route, I was like, it's way more of a priority for me, for my family, to go to a parade, put some values into our kid, all this other stuff. And I know she's 7 months old, 6 months old, back 11. Then. Well, now she's 11.
Yeah.
But she would have been 8 months, 9 months, whatever. But at the end of the day, like making that 4th of July parade and spending time with them and doing the whole deal, it just, I don't know, maybe some of the guys can relate. Maybe some of the older guys listening in that are a couple years ahead of me and have kids a couple years older are like, fist bump, like, good move, buddy.
I always hear people say that they never regret spending more time with their kids. They never regret holding them more. You never get to the end and you're like, man, I wish I didn't hold my kid as much. Or, oh man, I wish I didn't take as much time with my family.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I had to remind myself. Like, I was like, I'm like, we could go work today. The guys wanted the day off. She's got the whisk.
She's standing by herself.
She is standing by herself. Holy cow.
Making me a little sweaty. Yeah, you scared me. You're standing
growing like
yourself.
a fertilized weed, man. It's wild.
You're such a big girl.
So that's what's going on in the Fullerton household. I'm hopefully going to pull through. If not, Liz will carry the show. It'll be the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. We don't have to change the name at least.
Yeah, I can hold my own. I know what you do all day.
Why don't you, we'll wrap up with that. Go ahead. I said, Liz, you got to do an episode on Wednesday. You got to hold the fort. This was yesterday. I said, I don't even know if I'm going to have a voice by tomorrow. Because yesterday I was rough. Yesterday I was really rough. And today, not much better. But then you were like, dude, you were making me laugh so hard. And I was like, Liz, if you make me laugh, I might literally just die. I'm just going to die. So go ahead, tell everybody what we do all day.
Well, I'm sure they know, but first... you drive to pick up the trailer. And then you make sure that the trailer's connected.
Right. Because you said I can do what you do.
Yeah.
I said, what do I do all day?
And then Rob gets in the truck with you. And then you guys go to breakfast. You're laughing because you know it's true. And then you guys pull up to the first thing. And then poor Rob is given the trimmer and the blower. You strap both his back at the same time so he can be more effective. And then you... Well, first you have to stop at the gas station. I'm sorry, I lied. So after breakfast, you stop at the gas station and you get your drink.
Okay.
And then you get to the job site and, give Rob the blower and the trimmer. And you tell him to get to work.
Okay.
And then you jump on your mower. And then you just drive it around like a golf cart and sip your drink.
And the wind's going through my hair,
and the wind's blowing through. You're listening to a podcast, maybe watching a little Netflix. Getting a good tan.
While the guys are doing all the slave labor.
Well, poor Rob and Dom I forgot we have Dom now too. He's just probably edging, which sucks. And you're just riding around the neighborhood.
Going from house to house.
Going from house to house. The guys follow you with the trailer.
With the wind blowing in my hair.
Every once in a while, you crack your whip.
And then you said I got to change tracks because Ben Shapiro's on. And you said that's about the extent of my hard work.
Yeah,
and then
that's why you're able to listen to like every podcast ever.
And then you're like, oh, it's 3:00. It's closing time. Got to get done.
Oh yeah, 3:00. Got to shut down by 3. No later than 3.
Because I got dinner at 4 or 5.
Yeah, because you come home and you're like, where's my food?
I hate you so much. I work so much harder than that, bro.
Oh, you drive around the mower.
There's like with my air conditioned seats.
Oh yeah.
You were just ripping on me, dude, for like 20 minutes.
I was in very, very descriptive.
I'm like, it's about drive. It's about and you're like, dude, you're so soft. Like you're you're like, the guys do all the physical hard work. And I'm like, it's about mental energy. You don't understand. You're like, oh yeah. I was complaining about end of month. Of course, end of month was Thursday or Friday.
Terrible. You gotta sit at the computer and click a button. If you just set it up so that the guys could complete their routes, and you really wouldn't have to do much.
Well, they can't hit the charge card and file. I'm gonna do that. But it took me like 5 days to do my end of month billing because I literally was doing 10 of them at a time.
And then I hear, okay, so this is how end of month goes in our house. You talk about it for the week before end of month. And how much you're dreading end of month, which I don't know why, because if you just sat down and did it, like it's really, I've asked you multiple times, I'll do it. I will do end of month, so I don't have to hear about it. Because
complex.
For 2 weeks, I hear about end of month. You know, for the week leading up to it, the couple days during end of month, and then a couple days after, end of month sucks. I hate it. Oh my God, end of month. Can you believe end of month? I have to sit at a desk with a drink in my hand and click a freaking button on a mouse. Oh my God. Like, holy smokes. And then I have 2 weeks where we don't talk about end of month. And then before you know it, those 2 weeks come really fast again. And then we're in it. Oh my gosh, end of month's coming up. I hate it. I hate end of month. I'm going to do it. Hey, Brian, you want to go out to dinner? I got to do end of month. Hey, Brian, you want to take a walk with me? I got to do end of month. Everything is end of month.
Dude, you're lucky I'm on life support. I feel like Darth Vader right now in a back to tank, okay?
I think it's just like one of those things, like with every like job, whether you're a business owner or not, there's certain things that you like and certain things that you don't. And for whatever reason, end of the month, you stretch it out so long. I don't understand.
Take an hour and a half. It takes me like 3 days.
I don't know why.
I'm like, we'll charge a card on file the last day of the month.
I'm like, it's a
July
money
4th, I'm
button.
charging people.
Press the money button. Charge. I'll do it. Let me press the money button.
It's funny. I was talking to the Almonds. Like, hey, how's it going? It was on July 3rd. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just wrapping up end of month. And
set up auto bill.
Caleb and Brittany were like, it's the 3rd. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's only $100. It's only $150 to $200 a person. And Caleb goes, times 100. I go, yeah. You think I'd be more excited to get the 15 to 20 grand that's owed to us for our weekly maintenance, but we have like $30,000 owed to us with our weekly maintenance that we did the cashing out at the end of month, and then our commercial. So another pretty good 30-day window for us. I'm really, really excited about that. Very, very thankful for that. All right, well, that's all I got. You want to make fun of me for a little bit more?
We didn't tell them about our...
You got to put your microphone closer.
The mic's really hurting my ear today.
Well, you have to put it towards your mouth. They can't hear you.
We didn't tell them about the boat.
Oh, you want to finish up with that really quick?
Yeah.
We updated our dream board.
We did. We haven't done that in a while.
You got to bring it a little bit closer still. I know. You're whipping it out.
Multitasking here. Okay.
I can, yeah. Good thing the podcast isn't live. We don't have the company cam studios.
Company cam.
For the Almonds. They're going to have a cool, like, new, beautiful studio.
Yeah, they have a studio. We're going to be in this nursery.
Because we're buying a boat.
Because we're buying a boat because we are doing. Has anybody ever heard of the the American Great Loop?
Okay, well, hold on, back up because we were home for 4 days. We were just like trying to finish up a bunch of crap. You had to clean out your closet. We updated our dream board, our cork board that we have, and something that we went to Bay Harbor, Michigan a couple weeks ago, and somebody was like. There's a company, Cal Parks is listening. He's about to perk up. Talking about boats, okay? Because I love boats. I know a lot of you guys out there love boats. Anyway, there's a brand out there called Cruiser Yachts. I like formula boats, but these Cruiser Yachts were really, really nice. Some of them are like $1 million. Some of them are like 1.9 million. I'm sure you can spend whatever you want. Whatever, okay? I'm not saying we're buying a $2 million boat anytime soon. No. Nonetheless, when we were there, one of the sales guys was like, I'm like, what
he's like a seasoned vet. He's like, sometimes when you get salespeople, like they're just there to sell you something. This guy is like, He cared. He was so genuine. Like,
he's like, what do you want?
He knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. He's like, what do you guys plan to do with your boats? What kind of boat? What are you thinking? Do you want to sleep on it? Do you want to shuttle around? I'm like, he's like, where do you want to take it? I'm like,
everywhere.
I'm like everywhere. I'm like, when I retire, I want to take it from here to, Cuba if I want to. He's like, okay. He's like, that's ambitious. And then he talked about the Great Loop.
Mm-hmm. He spent time talking with us and kind of just, figuring out our lifestyle and not even necessarily to sell us a boat, but just to help give us direction into a kind of an idea of what we want to do. We need. And
so I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this, but it's called the Great Loop.
Yeah, you go down. So I from my understanding, you start. Typically, most people in, I think, like May, April, maybe time frame from
Florida,
somewhere in Florida, and then you go down around Florida and up,
the
Atlantic,
mm-hmm.
all the way past New Jersey and stuff, in between the United States and Canada, up to Michigan, around and down the Mississippi.
Yep.
And it's this big experience. People usually do it when they're retired.
Yeah.
But lately, it's been popping up as like a thing for families to do. A lot of people have been choosing home-based learning instead of traditional schooling for their kids.
Yeah.
And these families are
getting off the grid, man.
Yep. And they have a home and stuff, but
sure.
They buy a boat and they pack it up for a couple months with their kids. They homeschool them along the way. They show them like all these different experiences, and it just seemed like such a cool thing, and what a big like adventure that would be. And so we're like, oh, that sounds cool, and kind of put it in the back of our mind. And we got to talking yesterday more
mm-hmm. about
it, and then it's something that we haven't been able to get out of our heads, like that we wanted to do something big with our kids. You only get 18 summers with them, that whole saying, right?
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
It's such a cool idea to me because it's such a big adventure. Like if you did this with your kids, how could they settle for average after that? After like a big going on, this grand adventure with their parents. And of course you want to do it safely. You can take breaks in between, legs of the loop and stuff and fly home and whatever else.
Well, at the same point, there's times when we like to come across ideas, right? And we're big like ideas people. We love
a good idea.
We love a good idea. And then there's like a couple days will pass and we're like, yeah, we don't really care about that anymore.
Yeah.
That's why like we never buy anything like the first time or the first day. Like
we sit on things. We can be impulsive, but on big things, we sit on stuff for a long time.
Well, we're at Together in the Trades, and Mike Garvey. You guys have heard me talk about him before. We did a couple coaching calls, coastal fertilization in Jersey. Great dude. Him and Vincent and all their wives, they came over to Together in the Trades. Awesome people, awesome time, right? So Mike was buying a Breitling. It's his story to tell, but it was like just an awesome reward for his hustle the last couple of years in business. Anyway, we're there and I'm like, I've started texting because I walked into the store and I'm like, dude, there's a Breitling store at this mall in Nashville, right? Mm. And it was really, really like beautiful boutique and all this stuff. And I was like, I want to buy a watch. Like I want to buy a watch. And so Mike's in there and it's funny because he told me the story. He goes, yeah, the people were asking what we're here for. And he like looks over, he goes, I'm here for that guy's conference. And I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, dude, Mike Garvey in the flesh. I'm like, well, dude, what up, though? So like, it was just a really fun conversation. So anyway,
I wish I could have been there when they were buying.
Dude, it was
such a fun experience. But then you want to buy something too.
Then you want to buy something, and I'm like, I need to get out of this store. I'm trying to buy a house this year. I do not need to sink, $5-10 grand on a watch right now. There's no way. But the watch was beautiful. Anyway, like great idea stuff, right? So I'm like, that's awesome. I want to do it, but I'm like, I got to get out of that environment because I'm going to act on it because I don't know, I just get caught up in the moment kind of a person. I'm like an event nut. So anyway, that happens to us a lot with like different ideas. So I'm like, okay, I got to separate. Anyway, we heard about that Great Loop thing a couple of weeks back from Bay Harbor, and we can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, that would be such a fun thing to like circumnavigate, like you said, from Michigan down and around to Florida and back. And we've been like watching YouTube videos. Anyway, we're
obviously in the very beginning stages. We know nothing about boating or anything, so we're not taking off and doing this
anytime soon.
Not anytime. It would be sometime.
A couple years.
We still want to have a few kids and we want to be definitely.
But if anybody's ever done it, shoot me an email or shoot me some DMs on Instagram because we watch and look at all the stuff that you guys send us. And a podcast the size it is now, somebody's probably done it.
Yeah.
So if you got any tips
or know somebody who has.
Yeah, if you
it's really cool because if you join the association, like the UGLA,
whatever it was,
Agala, whatever, you put out, and I don't know if there's a technical name for this flag that you put on the front of your boat, the bow. boat? I don't know. Stern. I see. We have so much to learn.
The nose.
And I'm so excited. But you get a white one that has like the loop on it, and then when you complete it, you cross your wake, and then you can change out to the gold one to show that you've completed.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Like talking about it like gives me chills. And so we printed off the gold flag, cut it out, and put it on our dream board this morning with Emmy.
Yeah, and if anybody, and that was really cool because we haven't updated our dream board in a while. By the way, if anybody has an inn at Cruiser Yachts, like holla at your boy. Because like a 50-footer was like 1.9 million, and it was like the boat show special was like 189, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, just knock 70 grand off of it, no big deal. But that's the kind of people that were up there, and they have all that kind of money, and they were rocking and rolling.
Well, and the guy was like, or you could just hire a captain to take you around. I was like, oh, okay, if you hire my captain to take me around. I'm like, I don't know who you think I
am. Dude, for example, they totally different. That's why we go to these environments, because it's so fish out of water. There was the whole boat show was on the Father's Day weekend. We were up there. There was this tent, and it was a home infotainment business, and they had these speakers.
Oh God, yeah.
We'll wrap it up.
About these speakers
we'll wrap
too.
it up here, but these speakers were these blue towers. I don't even know what brand it was. Anyway, talking to the guy, because we're gonna have a nice infotainment system, security system at the new house one day, and so I'm talking to the guy about the speakers. I'm like, how much? It was just like this demo and display, but how much are the speakers?
I don't know.
They were $120,000 for speakers. Now they're like 5 foot tall, 6 layers, 17 speakers.
I mean,
the sound was incredible. It was literally playing like the whole show.
I don't.
120.
What else does your house? What else is happening in your house that like your speakers are $100,000?
Bro, like that's like disposable income. Like, yeah, like what does your cars look like? What does your hangar look like? What does your second house look like?
I just don't know how something could sound that good. I mean, it sounded fine.
I mean, if you're an audiophile, you're in on it. Like I mean, I like good speakers. I like good music.
I'm tone deaf, so.
You don't say. You don't want to give him a rendition of how great is our God right now? Dude, if we get this thing to like, I need a benchmark. If we get like 1 million subs on YouTube, I'll live record Liz giving us her best rendition of how great is our God. Oh, no, holy is the Lord.
Holy is the Lord, it's my jam.
Make a joyful noise.
It's a noise, all right. I wish I could sing. Like, if I could.
You basically have the same wavelength as Christina Aguilera, or maybe a Mariah Carey.
I hope Emmy can. Like, just the idea that you could open your mouth and a beautiful sound come out is so foreign to me.
Holy is the Lord. It sounds awesome.
It's why I love Lauren Daigle so much. I'm just so amazed at her voice.
It's not even fair. We're hoping Emmy gets the music gene, and she can just we can live vicariously through her and her accomplishments and accolades.
She is very into music.
She is. That's actually a true statement. So, all right. Well, I'm surprised this thing went on for 45 minutes, because I literally told you I probably got 15 minutes in me before my voice is out.
Emmy's held out really well too.
Yeah, not too bad.
So yeah, that's what we did with our 4th of July. It was nice, like we said, realizing what the non-negotiables are for our family and redefining those. What you've agreed to, 5 years ago doesn't have to stay the same, 10 years from now. And so redefining them, defining them in general, and then really taking it's just pressing every button. Anyways.
No, you're on a good thought. You're on a good point.
Defining non-negotiables for you. Take time to redefine them too if they're not working for you. Before Emmy, it was fine to kind of work holidays. It didn't really bother us much.
That's my point. Like, you didn't care if I was going until 3 or 4 because you were sleeping until 10 o'clock anyway.
I mean, I missed you. I don't
Sometimes, right? But I love what you said. Like, you can redefine your family's priorities and your family's goals. And on Memorial Day, I was like, you know what? It's not worth it to go make $500. I don't care that much. We were going to make the money the next day anyway. It's not like the money wasn't going to get made. But it was just something that I wanted to spend time with our family. I personally did.
It allowed us to dream together.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Just FaceTime in general.
Well, then we said we could be in the parade. We can have like a Brian's All Maintenance truck or trailer or whatever. And then, we can be active in the community. And these are all things that are important to us. We want to be, keep this country moving and keep it grooving and keep those roots. And there's nothing more wholesome than a 4th of July parade to, bring that to the forefront of your mind.
Our next thing we got to do is define our family purpose statement.
Yeah, we do need a family purpose statement. That was from Together in the Trades. So that's the kind of stuff we've been trying to tackle for the couple days off behind the scenes. Launchpreneur Academy tickets, they're going to go on sale here very, very soon if they're not already live. So more on that to come.
I'm so excited for this year.
Yep. We got some announcements. Maybe Friday's episode might be a little bit more jam-packed with that. So stay tuned. And
some new stuff coming.
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna just kind of button up right there. So, all right, anything else you got for these guys?
Nope. I hope everybody had a good 4th. Thank you for listening.
I cannot believe
Thank
I
you
went.
for dealing with this podcast.
Yeah, I cannot believe we made it this far. I was
know.
dying before we hit record. I'm like, Liz, you're gonna have to carry the show, but we're doing our best to make sure that you guys have a podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And like I said, this Monday I wanted to take a day off, and you know what? I don't regret it. We were enjoying family time, and that was really important for us. And I'm sure a lot of you guys took the day off as well. So, all right, anything else you got, babe?
Nope.
All right, we'll kick it over to Mr. Producer, and Marty, Mr. Producer, and thanks so much for listening, guys. We will catch up with you here on Friday. All right, have a great rest of the day. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Looking for one place to find all the gear you need? Then Ballard-Inc.com is what you've been looking for. With over 30 years in the industry and 22 years selling high-quality products, we've got you covered. From mower gear, trailer racks, mower blades, safety gear, and more, you'll find everything you need to maximize your efforts and protect your gear in one place. We are constantly bringing you new products to make you effective, efficient, safe, and profitable. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% at checkout. We've made our website even better and easier to use, so head over to Ballard-Inc.com today and gear up. We appreciate the support and hope you have a great season.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.